mezzanine would kind of, that's their plan for their mezzanine. So that side would be open. That's the two offices on the bottom. They're open for all kinds of suggestions again. Yeah, and pillars would work. They want to use this as a wash bay also. And that's one of the reasons that they have the wall.
I've seen a lot of the wash bays are building now here. Like
Curtains.
only curtains, or using curtains as well because things can have more function. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah. Well, it's probably a cheaper option.
Yes. I imagine with food handling, there's going to be some kind of code issues about truck exhaust and so on.
Yeah, well, there will be
For sure, yeah.
it'll be some, yeah.
I just have a question that isn't about the building. I apologize if I'm changing the topic here, but for all kinds of days in December, I dragged my little craft box into the Parkland food bank online. What did that do for you? Did you do?
Actually, you know what? I am so proud of our community. We were up against, the whole region, the
Yes.
Western region. So that included major centers like Edmonton and Calgary. We placed third.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Medicine Hat was first, then Athabasca, and then Parkland.
So did it get you in?
Well, yes, we didn't get the extra 5,000,
No,
which
okay.
is what Medicine Hat would get, but we're going to get $1,429.
Okay, that's good. I just want to know
So
if it
very
did any good.
proud of our community for coming through that way.
Allan, have you had any engineering help on this from a standpoint of, for example, city regulatory issues or what have you? You talked about, I think there was a discussion about parking in the early part of this presentation.
Correct.
Do you have enough space for parking and that sort of thing?
They'll actually have more space for parking after this is done than now, because the building that's there that is shared with Horizon Stage needs to go. So that there'll actually be quite a bit more parking. The real issue there is there's absolutely not enough room. One of the thoughts was that they put this part of the building back here, except at the back there's a dugout. It's a surface water storage place next to the ditch, and so that causes a bit of a problem. And the other problem is to get how do you get a truck around the back. It'll be more harm than good. It'll do more harm than good. One of the plans that they did was to put that kind of building behind here, the same size as this. Well, that would involve making a whole new roofing system, because you can't separate. It's basically too far to separate it apart. The nice part about this is this building will be quite a bit higher than the end of this building, so therefore this basically is going to be covered anyway. Engineering, the building usually comes pre-engineered, and they'll engineer the slab for you. So the big part that we've got to get done, and the city told us that we don't need a whole lot of testing on the ground, but we better do it anyway.
Yeah, you will.
Trust
me.
Oh yeah, you need
I've gone through several expansions when I was running a plant, and there's, you think you have all the costs, and then the city will come along and say,
yeah.
And you'd be surprised how many times you can have to revise your budget.
Oh yes.
You don't want those kinds of surprises, trust me.
So, to me, that has to be a slab, so it'll be on Bill.
Is the slab, I know in Florida, pretty nice people that work in the building.
in-floor heating, when they're working on it steady, it's nice, but timing, it's hard on your feet.
Any, Patty?
As a volunteer at the food bank, one thing I've noticed is that the floor itself, standing on the floor, are the floors going to be, continue to be the way they are now? Or is there going to be any changes made to the floor?
The floor in this part of the building,
Where the volunteers are, yes, where your hand is.
can't answer that question yet.
Okay.
Don't know.
Okay.
So is there enough money now to complete the full project, or they're still having a fundraiser to complete the project? Is there enough money to complete the entire project now, or they're still short?
Well, it would be nice to have a firm price in on the flow-through racking, to know exactly what that'll be. If it is, I mean, if we got the matching grant, which I'm confident that we will, I can't foresee a reason why. So we do have the 200,000, and then of course we do have some funds available in our account. So we should be able to do, this is by,
So when do you figure this will all be finished by?
while waiting on the grant application, it's in the final stage of approval, and they don't really say when that would be, but I would anticipate in the next couple of weeks, we would have an answer back on that.
So you put it.
I would like to start in spring, getting this going.
And how long do you figure it will take once you actually get started?
Construction,
4 to 6 months.
Merle?
I just have a comment. I have the opportunity to take clients over to the food bank quite regularly. And I just really want to commend your staff and all the volunteers that work there. They are so good to our people. And Alex just bends over backwards to help. So I just wanted you to know how much we appreciate that.
That's good to hear, and I will certainly pass it on. Thank you.